Public Safety Committee meeting here. Do we have a quorum? We do.
Yes, we have a quorum. You're all set to go.
Okay, thank you. First order of business is to approve minutes from prior committee meeting. Who would like to make that motion? Supervisor Simpson, second by Supervisor Sieber. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is action items. The first one is request resolution to extend existing contract with Eaton Corporation. Sheriff LaFar, would you like to speak on this?
Yes, that is simply a contract that provides preventative maintenance and service for our uninterruptible power supplies for our communications center on site and our backup. And those are important. Obviously, if power goes down, we need to remain active and provide public safety. And they also protect our equipment from surges and brownouts.
And this is a renewal. They have done this before, Sheriff?
Yes,
And this will be a 3-year contract?
yes, that's correct.
Okay. How often do they come?
They come at least once annually. The nice part about this contract is our equipment is out of factory warranty, but if we maintain an active preventative maintenance contract with them, they honor the warranty, as well as if we need parts or we need a quick response, when we have this contract, they respond within 8 hours and the parts are immediately available for us.
Okay. So now, any questions?
I'll move it.
Okay, moved by Supervisor Simpson, seconded by, would like to second that to bring it to the floor? Okay, Supervisor Bramer. Now, are there 2 contracts here, Sheriff?
No, just one. If you look at the support, I just included the last contract, the prior contract and prior resolution.
Okay, so there's one that's 11,000. Oh, dated, yeah, 1/30/17. Okay. Gotcha.
The current proposal is dated 4/27/20, and the total agreement amount is 18,714 with an annual payment of $6,238.
Okay, and the previous one was?
The previous contract was for a 3-year agreement, 11,838, billed annually 3,946.
So that's a substantial increase.
The increase is due to the uninterruptible power supplies in the backup center. We're under a warranty. They've come out. We've decided to put those in warranty, just planning for the event we had a need for the service or replacement. It would be a cost savings for them to come out and repair these items under warranty.
Okay. Any further questions for the sheriff on this motion that's on the floor? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor on approval, say aye.
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 Opposed? None? Motion carries. Thank you. Action item B, request resolution to amend county budget for the fiscal year 19 SLETPP grant. Sheriff?
Yes, the sheriff's office was awarded a grant for $19,994. That's to be used for the prevention of terrorism in our county. And this is simply amending the budget to account for the revenue and appropriate a code for this grant.
Okay. Motion to bring it to the floor. Supervisor Simpson, Supervisor Sieber. Thank you. Discussion. Yeah. Sheriff, what's the plans for this? It's for technical equipment?
We are not sure what we're going to do with it, and we have a couple of years to spend it. And looking at our budget and budget austerity, we're going to try to see if there's something this year or next year that we would have used traditional funds for and maybe use this for that.
Okay.
We talked about a couple of different items, but we're going to sit on it for a little bit.
Okay. You have any wish list for it?
There's some emergency lighting that we thought about purchasing. We have been kicking around the idea of a drone program for the sheriff's office to be used for traffic safety, accident reconstruction, for our emergency response team. But certain items, depending on how the grant's written, they can be challenging to apply for. So, you know, we have a number of different items we're thinking about, but haven't really committed to anything yet.
Okay. Good. And this was a grant that was applied for last year and awarded this year, correct?
The award letter actually came, if I have it right here, August 20th, 2019, we received it. And we are just now starting to work through this and work through other grants with the Office of Emergency Services. So we realized it was not in our budget.
Look at that. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Hearing none, call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Let's see, back up to the top of the agenda. I don't see any referral or pending items or topics for discussion. Is there anything, Sheriff, you'd like to update us on how things are going over at the jail and with all your patrol officers?
For us, we stay pretty constant. We've had a few precautionary quarantines with employees. We had a nurse in our correctional facility that was out on a precautionary quarantine, but all of our tests have come back negative. We are still working, you know, consistently. Our efforts combined with public health and the probation department. Everyone here is healthy. The virus has not come into our correctional facility. We had a relatively nice weekend, and we've been watching certain areas, you know, businesses, and Lake George Village started to pick up this weekend. We anticipate that with the Memorial Day holiday, we're going to be busy again. But things for us just continue to move forward in a positive direction.
Good to hear. How's occupancy at the jail?
I didn't look at our numbers today. I think the last reported number was 58. We seem to be remaining steady in the mid-50s.
Okay. Okay.
Just so some of you are aware, some county correctional facilities have declined acceptance of parolees and federal inmates. We've had both reach out to us, and we are accepting those inmates. We've established some additional protocols to make sure that when they do come into our facility, that they are isolated and they reduce the ability to affect or infect others if they did come in with a positive test. But again, they've been coming in and we have not had any issues.
Good to hear. All right, open it to the floor, privilege of the floor. Anybody like to speak?
I'd just like to ask a question, if I can.
Yes. Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify what the sheriff just said. Are we currently in our correctional facility accepting potential, I guess, inmates from other facilities that are currently positive for the COVID virus?
No. Before an inmate comes here, we need to make sure that they're negative. It's not like we're taking them from a hot zone and bringing them here to ours. Some jails won't take any parole violators, and we are taking them. They're just like somebody coming in off the street. And before, if we only have one federal inmate, the Homeland Security reached out to us as other jails had turned them down. And before that inmate came here, we made sure that they were clear and not coming from a facility that had inmates that were testing positive. So we're not putting our inmates, employees in harm's way. We are just doing what we can to extend an olive branch to other law enforcement agencies and assist in the best way possible.
Good. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
Supervisor Beatty?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sheriff, what's our, how much are we given per inmate from the federal system? And then I think it's a different rate if I'm not wrong, if I'm correct, than an inmate coming from a similar facility. Could you enlighten us on that, please?
Just under $100, I believe, or right around $100. I don't have the exact amount, and it's a daily rate.
So is that for, Sheriff, is that for both federal and other type of inmates not coming from the federal system?
A federal inmate, yes, and if, it'd be a rarity for us to accept an inmate from another facility. And if we were, for instance, Washington County, we have an understanding with them that if they had a hardship, if there was a conflict where they couldn't house one of their inmates, there was a relationship with an inmate and an officer, for instance, we will house them free of charge. We do not bill Washington County, and they would do the same for us. So I believe right now our really only source of revenue would be federal inmates. I had a good conversation with the regional, I don't want to call him a director, but the regional representative for Homeland Security, and asked him why our numbers had declined. And, you know, it made sense. It was what we had anticipated. And he had said to us that we can expect that we will start receiving some federal inmates when this pandemic declines, which is a good thing for Warren County.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any other questions? Is there any public that would like to speak?
Supervisor Leggett, we have nothing posted on
Yes, Don.
YouTube. We have nothing posted on YouTube nor our other channels as well.
Okay, thank you, Don. Hearing nothing else, we'll go on to item number 6, motion to adjourn. Who would, Supervisor Simpson, second by Supervisor Seaver. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff.